Hey there folks, it's January 13th. Let's go do some bee work. Well, hey there everyone, this is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome back to Southeast Louisiana. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. It is sitting at around 65, gorgeous, sunshine, blue skies, and I'm gonna tell you, I told y'all about temperature swings around here. Let me tell you, yesterday morning, 42, 40, maybe 38. Afternoon, 60. This morning, 35. Today, 65. We have some major swings, but you know what? It's still beautiful weather. The mornings are crisp and cool. The afternoons are breezy and cool and sunny. It's gonna be a great evening. We got some work to go do. We're gonna go do some beekeeping at Jim's house. Hey guys, don't forget, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. See that thumb, how it fits in his glove? I like my Guardian gloves. Just a little bit of quality assurance, and look at there, we got good fitting gloves. I'm looking forward to wearing these. Yeah, I like them, I like them, I like them. So, I like them so much, I'm just wearing them all the time. So we're gonna go work with Jim just a little bit, and he's a new beekeeper, but I'll explain more on the way. And when I get over there, I'm gonna let him know I'm making a video. But, it's not a how-to video. This is a how I do video, and I'm simply gonna explain to him how I do things, and see if it can equate to what he wants to do with his colony. He's a brand new guy, so he's learning. So we're gonna go give him a hand, find out exactly what went wrong over there. All right guys, so we're off on a whirlwind adventure. Now we're gonna go help a new beekeeper. Now this is a brand new beekeeper, and I like my gloves, I really do. I am not a sponsor for Guardian. I'm telling you that there's no sponsor deal here, nothing like that. I'm just telling you, I like what I saw when I talked to him, and I like the fact that when I put the gloves on, they fit perfectly. I've never gotten them ever where they've all fit perfectly, all fingers and everything. So I just like the guy, and I like his stuff. And when my suit, when my jacket wears out, I'll be getting a jacket from him. So anyway, we're going to see Jim. Jim is a brand new beekeeper. He showed up at our meeting maybe 2 meetings ago, or 1 meeting ago, brand new. I don't know a lot about him as far as what he has studied, or if he's read any books or anything to do with the bees yet. What happened was he inherited a hive from his neighbor who was moving, and he got this hive, and it was real heavy, and it's cross-combed, and they had a super on it. So anyway, I don't know where Jim has begun to learn or begun to grow this, because basically he had a hive dumped in his lap, and now he's trying to figure it out. And basically what happened, I use basically a lot, don't I? The word basically. Basically, he saw a queen laying in the fetal position on the board. She was alive, barely moving. It was cool out, and she had a bunch of bees around her. He just kind of left her alone for then, let her do whatever she needed to do, and then he came back about an hour later and she was gone. He looked around, didn't see her on the ground. He's hoping she went back in. So I know what it's like when you're learning and you don't have a lot of folks around, and you're just kind of winging it with books or articles and things like that. So we're going to go over and see exactly what we have going on here, and we'll go from there. All right, so we made it out here. We're at Jim's place. Here's the colony. We got a lot of activity on the thing right now. So here's the situation. Brand new beekeeper with doing it on his own, figuring it out, and knew he needed to treat. And so we ended up using some Formic Pro. Our weather was perfectly ideal for that treatment. But being new, he didn't quite understand it. Maybe it ain't the best treatment right now at this point, should you lose a queen. So as I understand it now that I'm here, is what happened was basically of course, Format Pro, just like Thymol, will run the bees out, and it basically ran them all out, and the queen was hurting. So she could be gone. And the only hope we have is that they made cells, but we did go through some pretty cold weather, so we'll figure it out. We'll see what's going on. You know, bees are resilient. So what I will say is, the good thing is he joined our club, and that was the best thing he could have done, because trying to wing it on your own with just a couple books, it's tough. You can do it. I did it, but I soon, not long after started, went and found a club. So he's got help. We'll figure him out, and we've got people in the club that, and even me with those little nukes, I can probably supply that queen from one of them little nukes, so we can make this work. But you know, technically he did what the direction said. He treated them. He knew he needed to treat for mites, but not being new to it, and not knowing your seasons and your flows, and good times and not so good times, because again, the weather was right for the treatment. It's just it wasn't the best time in case you hurt your queen. Well, that's what happens when you're new. You don't understand that just yet, and you learn that as you go. Just like the flow, I never understood the flow at all until I first really got into it and figured out. The first year I was surprised to even got honey. I didn't even realize there was a flow. So that's what happens when you do it on your own with just a book and you're trying to figure it out. So let's get in this thing and figure out what we got, and I'll show you the activity on it. So we're pretty busy. Looks like everybody's coming home. Here comes Jim, and he is getting ready to put some smoke to him. All right, so here we go. Now, again, this was an inherited hive from his neighbor that moved, so he had to just take it over and put it on here. So he's got rotten boxes, and it looks like that guy had these. Did he have these fastened? I don't know.
No, I put these on because they were all laid out.
Okay, because they're all rotten in the bottom. So everything's rotten in the bottom. He's kind of just repairing. Maybe not. We'll see what we can do. We may swap some boxes out. He's got some equipment that he built. This is real one by right here. That's your rough cut, but we're gonna see what we can do. Let's look in this colony and see what we got. We're gonna see if we've got a queen. Yeah, the box is definitely rotten. Give me a little smoke under there. Oh yes, they're kind of roaring. Sometimes when you hear that roar, that definitely means they don't have a queen. That small hive bee is right there. It's treacherous right now. All right, so let's see. Definitely light. Fresh nectar in here, and you see the fresh nectar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. Plenty of fresh nectar. And this guy used foundationless, looks like. No wire.
It's mixed.
It's mixed up?
Yeah, there's some foundation around.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Have any eggs in here? Because she was probably already laying by the time you did this. More nectar. Here's some plastic foundation. And what I'm thinking is, if she was laying, they'll try to make some cells. Now, did they make it through the cold? That would be the question.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of a storage frame. The bottom box is empty, right?
Yes.
Right, or,
Yeah.
but they're not terribly loud. But they would have tried to make a new queen if they had eggs. I mean, they will do that. I can hear a roar to them, which is not good. Just looking to see if I see her. I'm going to look for eggs in a second, but I doubt it. We should... Yeah, they're very loud. That constant roar you hear, that, ooh, that buzz.
Uh-huh.
You're usually not quite that loud when they've got a queen. They've got a lot of nectar in here. This looks like polished cells where they would want a queen to lay at. Like I said, if she had brood and eggs in here, they would have made cells if she was gone.
Mm-hmm.
All nectar. Definitely have food. They weren't being frogged, that's for sure. It's all capped honey. I don't see any cells whatsoever. That's all honey. That's all honey. There's some wired wax. And that's all honey on the next one. So it looks like there was only a few frames, and they've put nectar in where there was space, and there's no cells. That's all honey. The whole thing's honey. I'm thinking the small hive beetles are trying to get after them. I don't see any small hive beetle maggots. No larvae. I don't know. Yeah, that's all honey. So I tell you what. Yeah, I wouldn't pull that one out because it's going to rip open.
Okay.
Use it because it's got honey on that side. On the edge. These honey frames will put on that, and it's kind of broken. But we need to leave their food in there, even though the frame is not in that good a shape. We need to leave them food right now at this point in time.
Yep.
We can't not give them food. It's here. There. Let's see up there. Oh, this is a good. There's no sign of her. I'm double checking for her, but so I'm not going to scrape this stuff off. So it looks like the brood nest was shifted to this side. Like it was all over here and the stores were over there for the most part. They're backfilling all this with nectar, so
we can use this one?
yeah, we don't need that. We'll use these foundations, they're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Let's
Take this box off?
yeah, I hate to leave that honey out, but at the same time the problem is
Well, can we put
see
it
that
in?
sliminess? I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
That makes me think we may have beetle issues going on. See how it's wet and I saw some beetles?
Right.
I don't like how it's wet.
Uh-huh.
It's not a good sign.
Okay.
And what we don't want to do is, that's a lot of honey. But what you can do is put it out and feed it back to them.
Okay. Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, see there's a lot of this. I hate to get rid of that honey, but we don't want to shake them yet. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this bottom box. Let's just take this whole thing off. If you want to take that off and set it over on some woods. Set it over on this wood here so we don't lose the bees. Again, I don't know what we're really salvaging, but we're going to find out. And then let's take this whole bottom. This thing here. Let's take this whole bottom away for now. Just like that. Well, actually, we can do that right here. Just like so. Now let's see if she crawled back in.
Doesn't look like
It probably would have hauled her out.
I kept looking for her on the ground, and
Didn't
I
see
never
her,
did
huh?
see her. Yeah.
There's a good chance you might have got her, but I don't see any. I see beetles, but I don't see any larvae, so I don't know if it's that bad of a deal to put that honey in after all.
Do I need this high?
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. Okay.
No, I mean, you don't have to, but
Uh-huh.
it's all about where your back.
Yeah.
Where your back likes it. All right. All right. You want to?
Let me get my level.
Yeah,
Make
you-
sure it's tipped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we have is we got rotten boxes we're going to replace, but I'm not sure if it's going to really be any good because they've got a roar. There's absolutely no brood. And here's another thing. There's no cells. Now, while it is winter, if they went queenless, as warm as it's been, I see no reason why they wouldn't have made queen cells if there were eggs in there. And we've had brood going in, so just not sure. And maybe it wasn't the queen he saw. Who knows? But we'll have to see what's going to happen here. We're gonna set it up, and then I might do some figuring on where we might can get a queen and requeen it maybe. We'll see what we can figure out. But I am seeing is a lot of fresh nectar. That's pretty interesting right now, but that's not unusual here at all. Wild mustard, all that kind of stuff out here. That's 3/8?
Yes.
Where am I? Come on back. That's kind of what we want. A lot of drone brood in there. Kind of keep an eye on her.
Where's this now?
See the larger cells? That's drone cells. Yeah.
That's drone cells, okay.
I don't see any sign of her. This would be a good one for the middle for now. It's empty. Well, they like this new foundation, don't they? Yeah, that looks like a good one. Plenty over here. Let's put this one here. There's not that many bees, so I'm not going to go super hungry anyway. Let's just put that one right there. And you didn't see her on there?
No.
So I don't know. I don't know if you got a queen, but we're gonna. That propers is so thick on there. We're gonna center up the frames for now. Not the best frames, but we're gonna make this a single box. Double check for the queen before we. You sure it was a queen you saw, huh?
Oh, it was no doubt in my mind it was the queen. Yes.
You had a queen. I wonder why
I had a queen. Yep. Yeah, she was twice the size. Had that the long abdomen on her, and yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well,
I'd seen enough videos of them to where as soon as she came out, I said, "Oh yeah, there she is."
Yep. Just go ahead and start pulling them out. We'll shake them down.
Yeah, there's going to be nothing over here.
Right. There you go. So good. That's your honey. Yeah, see, it's kind of slimy. What I would do with that. Well, guys, we're pulling out. Bad situation there. So, bottom line is his neighbor here moved out. Was getting rid of his colonies. I guess he inherited it, and it's been neglected for a long time. He cleaned up the other boxes as best he could and took all the rotten frames out. He patched the boxes up because he really didn't know exactly what he needed to do yet. You know, he was winging it. And what I've learned about Jim so far is he's one of those guys that he just goes and figures it out. He doesn't wait around. He's going to figure it out. He's going to research it. That's how he seems to me. And he takes the bull by the horns kind of guy, which is good because I don't usually like helping beekeepers that don't take the bull by the horns. I always tell them up front, I'll help you out all I can, but you got to work your hives. You know, I've had one particular person years ago that I was going to mentor them. I ended up keeping bees on their property, keeping their bees. That, you know, Jim, he doesn't seem like that at all. He seems like he's ready to rock and roll, and he did. He took initiative. He did what he thought was right. He read here and there. He did some research, and he went for it. As far as the treatment goes, that's just a matter of him not realizing the seasons down here. It wasn't that he did anything wrong. He actually did it with the right temperature, everything. But I don't know exactly how much he used of the Formic Pro, but it ran the bees out and ran the queen out, and it got her. That's what we're figuring. Anyway, that's what we figure happened. So, not a big deal. We can figure it out because I'm supposed to do this cutout in another couple days. So that might be perfect. We can requeen with that if we can find the queen. So we'll work all that out. His biggest concern was once he went in, he realized and saw the boxes that the guy gave him and the bees he gave him, he realized they had been neglected for a while. And during his reading, you know, everybody's talking about mites. He got to worried about the mites. He got to being concerned about the mites. He knew they'd been neglected for a long time. He wanted to get them treated. And that's why he went with the treatment when the weather was right. And again, we've had a very warm summer. We've only had one freeze. So, I mean, a warm winter. So there you go. So it was just an innocent mistake, but he's learning. And man, I like when people like to take the bull by the horns and just do it. And that's what he's doing. So hey, that's the best way to learn. And we're gonna get him set up best we can. That's what we're gonna do. That's the plan of action. So we'll see how it works out. If not, I think he said his neighbor still has a couple hives sitting over there. They want to part with another one, and we'll combine it. It's all the worst time of the year to be doing all this, but while we were in there, all the busted up frames, I didn't want to put that honey back in there because I'm telling you, it looked like it was at the beginnings of beetles beginning to slime it out. Like, not slime it, like it was moist. I only saw 10, 15 beetles. I didn't see a lot, but I saw that wet capping, and that could have been us busting the honey. I don't know. But anyway, he's going to feed them back. It's down to one box, and there's like 4 frames of honey in there and a bunch of nectar. So I think they're going to be just fine. If not, it's not losing a lot because the colony's tiny and they're queenless. And we'll just go from here. We'll see what we can do. We just wanted to clean it up, reduce it down, salvage what we could for right now, and then he can cull those frames later. So we're out of here, guys. I'm back on the road, going to the house, gonna go get some supper. You guys, I really appreciate all y'all watching. Don't forget, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you don't mind. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, if you're just happening on my channel. And don't forget to share this video with friends, family, anybody that just enjoys watching bees. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. May Lord God bless you. We'll see y'all later.